But the fireworks for today at the ACC kickoff seem to be coming from Jim Phillips, the commissioner. And we have some clips here for you from his opening remarks. But before we even play them, I've seen some of the reaction on social media from Jim Phillips' comments. Mm-hmm. I don't do this often, so I want to make sure we present it right. Good for you, Jim Phillips. Good for you. There's some combative nature to what he said as far as like Florida State and Clemson are annoying him, and he's not just going to like when all this started with the dramatics around the ACC and Florida State and Clemson, it felt like there was some Florida State and Clemson were willing to take the argument public, and Jim Phillips was much more of a, well, we're going to keep those thoughts in-house, and we're excited about the future of the ACC.
It's not air out dirty laundry.
And part of me was like, you know what? No, right? If they're going to fight in public, you fight back, right? Don't get pushed around, right? You can only ignore the bully so long before it's like, no, I'm not giving you my lunch money, and you're going to have to stand up to them and see if they crumble. So credit to Jim Phillips. The reaction I've seen is that he actually was a bit impassioned. He was defensive, and he wasn't going to back down, which I think is necessary in a leader in this situation. You can only try to find a political resolution in a boardroom so many times before you're like, you know what? No, if you don't want to do this, let's fight. And that's kind of what he's getting at. Again, hearing him for the first time, these are clips from Jim Phillips, ACC Commissioner's opening media day statements, and this is what he had to say about it being a vital time for the conference moving forward.
This is a really important time for the conference, and either you believe in what's been signed or you don't. And so we are going to do everything we can to protect and to fight the league because I see a group of student athletes there. We now have 12,000, I think 200 student athletes. And this has been a league that started way before me 71 years ago, and will be a league that'll be around a long time after I depart. This league deserves us to take this really serious issue and to handle it appropriately. What gives me, promise and conviction of it? Because I understand, I think these schools, I understand where we're going. We've made some really good adjustments. And this conference is bigger than any one school or schools.
This conference is bigger than any one school or schools. Mm-hmm. Did you hear that, Florida State and Clemson?
Well, he was asked earlier. I wasn't able to get this clip because ACC Network is having trouble broadcasting.
Actually, I saw that on social media.
That was a different thing.
I have a few that I want to highlight, but go ahead.
But he said kind of on those same lines, because that was during the Q&A, what we just heard, asked about the lawsuits and things along those lines. And continuing on, he said, these disputes continue to I'll say it again. These disputes continue to be extremely damaging, disruptive, and incredibly harmful to the league. The ACC deserves better. I was like, dang. All right, cuz.
I have 3 tweets in front of me. I'll read them for you, and one of them has that in it. Pete Thamel, a college football reporter who's in attendance for ESPN, quoted Jim Phillips saying, ongoing dispute with 2 of our members about the contracts they each signed twice and whether they will honor those agreements. Calls them damaging, disruptive, and incredibly harmful to our league. I love that he's putting it on them. It's like, you think you're feuding with the ACC? You're not. You're feuding with you from like 6 years ago. You're feuding with the previous you that signed away all these things that you wish you didn't sign away. That's not how this works. Andrea Adelson, also of ESPN, has this quote from Jim Phillips. We will fight to protect the ACC and our members for as long as it takes. These disputes continue to be extremely damaging, disruptive, and incredibly harmful to our league. And then she adds that he says, the ACC deserves better. Jim Phillips, this according to Brendan Marks, The Athletic. Forceful moments deserve forceful support and leadership. Either you believe in what's been signed or you don't. These are like, to use a phrase I use all the time, them's be fighting words. Mm-hmm. This is not, hey, we're going to try to get in a room and we're going to try to figure it out and we're going to do what's best for the conference. This is like, get with it or get quiet. Like either be with us
or shut up.
Or shut up because you can't leave. Like there's two ways we can do this, the hard way or the easy way. They end up in the same place, which is with you in the ACC. Florida State and Clemson, I hope you're hearing it. like this is where you've pushed, right? There's only so many times. It's kind of parent to child, right? Right? With Jim Phillips being the parent and Florida State and Clemson being the children, which is like, can I have this toy? No, you know what? Maybe next time, pal, but not now. Can I have this toy? No, I already said no, but hey, go put it back on. Can I have this toy? Finally, you're just going to snap. Give me the toy. We're going to the car. Like, that's where Jim Phillips is. No, you're not leaving. You're going to stay, and you're either going to like it or you're going to be quiet. Forceful, what did he say? Forceful situations, forceful leadership. I forget exactly what it was. Forceful moments deserve forceful support and leadership. I don't think he had been forceful enough up to this point, and today was a step in that direction. Right? If you have the grant of rights on your side and your lawyers are telling you there's no way they can get out, why not throw your weight around a little? Right? If Clemson and Florida State want to leave and they can't, why not throw your weight around a little? If you have that at your that wind in your sails. Also, and it always comes down to money. Let's get to the clip here on exploring different revenue options.
Yep.
Right? You can always fight, or you can attract flies with poo or honey. Right? You can be a little edgy or a little sweet. And one way to make everyone happy in the ACC, the sweet version, would just be to make a bunch more money. Jim Phillips on exploring different revenue options.
I'm not going to go into internal conversations that we've had with the board, but I wouldn't be doing my job if we aren't exploring every area that's available. So I know that it gets out there, and sometimes folks want it to get out there, et cetera. We've done a really nice job of kind of keeping things together in a private way, but I would just say we are and we have continued to look at all options as it relates to revenue.
That question that got him to lead into that answer was about private equity, which we've heard the Big 12 might be exploring a little bit more and has become a hot button issue in college sports. Explore them all.
And things like naming rights to the conference and those kinds of things.
Chick-fil-A ACC.
Yeah, I'm for it.
I think like patches on jerseys and things.
I'm okay with it.
The thing is, once one conference does it, they're all going to have to do it.
Sure.
Being first gets you just that much more time bringing in that revenue. Mm-hmm. If you're like, oh, the SEC would never. It's like, well, if you make a good amount of money doing it, they will.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a domino effect. So being creative in how you bring in your money, everyone's going to copy you if it works. So
you can put logos on fields.
Getting there first just means you have a little bit more time to make money. I think the ACC should be leading and innovative in all of those senses because why the heck not?